Hello, everyone. I'm Samantha Schroeder. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. This evening, for me, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing a dear friend of mine, Mrs. Bev Dormer, and she's going to introduce us to both a product and opportunity that is very exciting to many, many all over the world. And I say for Bev, you need to get cozy, get a hot cup of tea or hot cocoa, cozy up by the fireplace, and take some notes, listen in, and get ready to have your mind blown by this opportunity. Take it away, Bev.
All right, Samantha, please remind me, how do I make my camera work? Thank you. Welcome, everyone. This first slide just means the world to me because how often do we actually have the future in our hands? Back in 1998, I decided I wanted to be a business owner. No college education to help me in that area, very little business education. But there was a drive and a desire. I was helping out with our family finances. The part that was probably the hardest was trying to keep everything going, just juggling the different hats that I needed to do, and especially sales. I'm afraid that I am going to inconvenience somebody, to offend them if I try to sell them something. And so, because of that, it was pretty exciting when my business took off and did really well. It was in 2020 that, at the very early part, that I finally had the business coming in that I could afford enough technicians going out and servicing our customers that it wasn't quite as heavy on my shoulders of having to juggle so many things and take care of so many things. And so it was really interesting when COVID hit because that changed everything. During that time, I saw a lot of well-established businesses go under, and it was scary. But I knew that I had a drive that could help me keep going. We worked hard during that time. And all through COVID, we were still traveling, staying at hotels, eating at fast food places. It was a pretty crazy world, but I did not want to give up and be defeated. And so that's what carried me through. But because of that, I knew I needed to find something else. It wasn't enough having that small business and being in a position of having to compete against all the big competitors and what they could pay their people. I needed to find an additional source of income. And it was at the encouragement of one of my mentors to start upping my game in social media. He challenged me to start doing reels on Facebook. And then when my comfort level was pretty high, he started getting me to do TikTok also. One of the things that I shared about just a couple of months ago on TikTok when I hit my 1 year anniversary was how scary it was, especially when you're older and you are putting yourself out there and doing reels of, what were people going to say? I didn't even understand a lot of the comments that the younger generations were making. And so it was pretty difficult. And that's where understanding AI and being ahead of the game so the future is actually in your hands is so important. Anytime we want to participate in some type of an adventure, the part that is always important is knowing who is behind the scenes. Blake Schroeder. One of the things that's important is his background, everything that he has already done that puts him in a place to be able to help us to achieve the goals and the desires that we have, and to know that when we commit ourselves to this, we have the company, we have the backing that this is going to do well and keep going. The global reach and experience of LaCour Enterprises, which is the service provider for LevAi, is something that is really impressive. another part that is so important. It goes hand in hand with having an amazing CEO so that we know that what is behind us is going to be there, not just today and tomorrow, but continuing year after year after year, especially as we change and go into this new world. One of the things that Demes Hassabis has said, and he is the head of DeepMind, is the difference here with AI is it's going to be 10 times bigger than the industrial revolution and maybe 10 times faster. LevAi makes it simple for entrepreneurs to launch, market, and grow their businesses. And that's where my love is at. Being a small business owner, it is hard to keep up with the big guys because they have the money to be able to buy all of those tools that will help them succeed. Even starting a business, to be able to have the dollars to be able to get your name out there so that you have the customers. When you don't have that ability, it's really tough. And to have a tool like LevAi that makes it affordable, no matter what size business you are, because the tools are amazing and help in any area of life. These are some of the problems that LevAi solves. Is instead of those costly and fragmented marketing tools, when you have a CRM and you have a website and you have your social media posts and none of them are talking together, it's not only the cost that you are paying month by month, but it's also the fact that it is so time consuming, having to learn each and every one of those tools, as well as trying to figure out how do you navigate them all makes it pretty hard. And you already have enough things that you are juggling without having to be worried about this. LevAi is the solution. One of the things that has been so fun for me is using this tool. I recently created a website for my husband's business. He hasn't had a website for a long time, because it was so hard to keep up with it. And there was always those fees of just the maintenance, if you needed to change something, having the time to get a hold of that person so that they could change it, and then that extra cost of paying them to make those changes. Whereas with LevAi, I have already gone in and changed things multiple times. Each time I get a new testimonial from my husband, then I can go in and I can set that up and have it back up and running really quick. One of the things that we all need is that confidence. And that's one of the things that this does is it helps us. If you are afraid of offending somebody or that they will be bothered by you, you have the means to be able to use the tools to know what to say to each prospect and customer, as well as those that you are hoping will be potential ones. It also helps you to feel more confident. So these are the different areas: my AI social, my network, my web, my momentum, and my prospects. We're going to go through each one of them individually. On my AI social, this last week, I had decided that because I already knew where I was at and it wasn't the numbers of followers or friends that I wanted on my different social media platforms, that I was completely going to use this. So anytime I posted and there was a comment, I went back to my LevAi and had it help me with the response to them. So I would put in what my post was, I put in what their response was, and asked for a new response. It was pretty exciting, and it really helped me to be able to get over some of those fears that I have of sharing with other people. The next one is importing the contacts. It was so quick. Like I said, anybody that responded to one of the posts that I put out there, I then just did a screenshot, added them into my network, my customers, and then it generated all the information about them so that then when I asked for a response, It was using what I already knew about that contact. And here it is. It just talks about how easy it is to be able to put in your new contacts. And pretty soon it will be on our phones so that we have that app and it will be even quicker. And then once you put them in, it enhances that contact. So now I'm starting to learn a little bit more about social media because LevAi, but I didn't know that there was a way to find their email, their cell phone number. And this has everything right there so that you are ready to contact them in whichever way you're the most comfortable. I'd already shared a little bit about my web. I have troubles when my iPhone updates of being able to figure out what's going on and how I need to work it. So to be able to do a website that looks nice, that has the ability for me to change things around as I want to add new things, and it's so easy, it was amazing. My momentum. So I tend to like to do lots of things and am always taking on new projects and often forget that, oh, I told somebody I was going to get back to them. This helps me. All I need to do is make sure that I type it in and it gives me back that information that I need. Daily disciplines, I put it in there and then it reminds me, okay, have you done this today? So you are able to help yourself by having your tool help you. And my prospects. This is one that I still am just getting used to using. I never wanted to pay for contacts and leads. And with this, it's all in my LevAi tools. And so to be able to put in where I want the person from, a little bit about what I'm looking for is pretty exciting. I'm just starting to use it and finding out that most of it is me learning how to practice because there's a lot to learn as you put in the different, just like where you want them to live, if you want it to be a female or a male, what age category. And so all of that is a learning tool. But with LevAi, it has been so easy. And if I get stuck, I just go back to my twin or my tool, and it helps me give answers of what I need to do next. The part that is really exciting is that we are going to have a twin. I've never cared for the avatars that I've seen, and sorry for those of you that thought they were so cute and loved using them. But for me, I just thought, oh, this just doesn't fit who I am. I get to use an avatar that's me, a picture, one of my favorite pictures. Or if you're uncomfortable with that, they do actually have a library that you can choose from. And this comes with every plan. The part that is so cool about it is not only is it your voice that you're able to put with your picture, unless you choose a different voice, but also your twin will have your mannerisms. The part that is really cool is everything you're doing is training your AI. It helps that you are putting in information and responding back and forth with it as it gives you different answers of adding more information about yourself, of why you maybe want it changed around a little bit, because it's getting prepared for your twin, as well as preparing for those answers to when you have a problem and need something to do. I've talked a lot about business, but I had decided to put in my family members. And there was a conflict that I had with one of my adult children. And so, because I had their contact information in my LevAi, I went in and asked it how I should handle it. I was amazed at how it knew the most important way to respond to this adult child. It picks up on things that you might forget. I had known this about this child from the time they were young, but in a situation that was kind of tense, I completely forgot to go back to that. Then the other part that is really neat is they are going to ask you just to do a 15-second clip of your voice so that then it has your twin sounds like you. And here it is again. I actually know Larry Lane, have met him personally, and it's been fun to watch that he is able to speak in other languages because I know that's not something that he actually has the ability to do. This is the part that is so exciting. When I owned my business, the tools were always overwhelming with what the price was. And it was, what can I cut back on so that I can afford some of the tools that will help me to be able to make my business run smoother? With this, $49 a month for the basic is very affordable. The part that's really important, whether you choose the pro or you choose the basic, both of them have that twin that I talked about. And if you have a business that is global and you need it to be able to speak in different languages, that is one of the great advantages that you have in having this product or these tools. So the twin comes with both of them. And as you can see, as you go down, you'll see where the features stop on the basic, but it goes through everything that we visited about, except for the being able to create your website. If that is something that you are wanting, then you want the pro package. It's always a good idea. You want to make sure that you look at what tools you need, and then also knowing what fits with your budget and decide from there what to choose. But as you can see with the Pro, you have multiple businesses as well as that being able to have that website builder. It also makes it to where one of the next things that we are going to talk about is included, and that one is based on reaching a certain rank level. And so that's for those of you that are looking at this as being an extra stream of income compared to just having it be a tool that helps your business grow. And this is it, an interactive AI avatar. So each one of our twins has the ability to speak in 150 languages. And with the um, the Pro Pack, once you reach a certain level in this business, if you decided you wanted that extra stream of income, then you have an interactive AI avatar. You'll be able to download all of your trainings, all of the information that you need to be able to help others. And then whether you have a team in Hungary or China, wherever you have a team, even if it's while you are sleeping at night, your AI avatar, your interactive one, is able to hold trainings. And if they have questions, it's able to answer and respond back and forth. One of the things I just experienced with my team that's in Hungary is being on a Zoom with them. And I thought, oh, I'll just hit the captions button and it will be able to, tell me what they're saying. It didn't. And I had thought Zoom has been around for a long, long time and thought for sure that it was advanced enough to be able to help me understand what they were saying. It helped me to appreciate even more what this tool does. I used to only do a reel on 2 of the social media platforms. Now with LevAi, I am able to be in groups with other countries, and quickly I am able to make a post and then change it to those different languages. Make sure that it is compliant, which is something I never thought of when I do my reels in the morning, and then post it in those different groups in their language. It is something that is so exciting. For any of you that do own businesses, you already know, looking at these prices, that you are saving a lot of money, but it's the time that you save. How can we really put an amount, a dollar amount, on the time that it takes when none of your tools talk together? It's a strong value for all members, and part of it being accessible to members around the globe has become really important to me in the last many months. It has a high member satisfaction. For me, learning tools sometimes is drudgery. You sit down for a little while and then you can't wait until you can get up and do something else. On this one, I'm having troubles stopping being on it. In fact, today I had planned, okay, I'm only going to be on here for this long. And instead, because I had people responding to my post, then I was now putting them in my contacts so that I would be able to respond back to them. And if you're choosing that you want that additional stream of income, it has generous payout rates. Anybody that is looking to see if this is a good additional income stream, what is important is to know what is the market opportunity. As I shared, I knew nothing about being a business owner, and so this was nothing I'd even considered. I just was grateful that the business that I started, there was an opportunity there, and it has continued to grow. Even for those that bought the business from me, they have continued to grow. But look at these numbers. That lets you know how big this market is. Back when TVs first came out, it was a luxury. And I can remember how exciting it was the first time that I got to watch a color movie. Before that, we used to sit in the backyard because we didn't have good reception watching the black and white TV. But there were a lot of concerns of how is this going to change our world? This is horrible. And we've seen the same thing with cell phones, with internet, with social media. It's going to happen whether we want it to or not. And so why not be ahead of the game? Be one of those that learns and is able to teach others. So if you are wanting to have that additional income stream, then it's good to know that when you first have somebody that wants to join you, it's a 50% of that first month. So I already shared it's $49 or it's $99. So that means you will get about $25 or $50 on their first month. And then think about yourself. How often do you change your phone carrier? This is kind of the same way. When somebody starts using this tool, they are going to want to keep using it month after month after month. And so without you needing to go and find somebody new, you have that money coming back into you every month at 20%. Think about that. If you just had 5 people, the second month, if you had the Pro Pack, it would be completely paid for. And then plus, you also have the ability to earn income on the on other levels. Here is just an idea of how much they reward us for building a team. So if you are a partner, then it is an annual $19 as well as the $49 or the $99. And as you can see, it doesn't take that much if you have one leg with 2 active members, then and you're earning $250, you already are at the lead partner. With this, you're able to unlock up to 8 levels of LevAi as you advance through the ranks. And the part that is pretty cool is not only can you read through this quickly, but as we move on, is how they really encourage you to build your team in depth. They want you to be working with them, learning what their goals are, helping them exceed and achieve their goals so that then as a team, you are growing together. Because of them launching around the world, they do have multi-language support as well as on the platform. You can see all of the languages that they are at this point already able to go in and use so that they can use their AI tools. And in order to make sure everybody is able to pay, just in case there was any problems with credit cards, then also PayPal is supported globally. I hope that as you looked at this, something sparked your interest, that maybe you recognize I would be able to succeed and help my business to grow bigger, or I can help my business grow as well as have an extra stream of income. Please get back to whoever invited you, and know how much they love you because they reached out and shared. Follow us on social media. There's always new things happening, and you want to stay up on the latest trainings because like me, I said, I have troubles just with my phone updates. On this, there is training videos, and that's what I watch to be able to do my website, and it made it so easy. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, I am so happy to have participated in that. You know, one can always tell about the quality of presentation because if the very highest number of participants is at the last second, that means people loved it. And Bev, the highest number of participants was at the last second. I appreciate you. Now, folks, I also want to just add a tiny bit here, not because Bev's presentation needs any additions, but because she talked about a digital clone. And I have my digital clone. She doesn't have yours yet. And I thought, what a cool thing to just introduce it quickly. So we have a brand new group of people in the Philippines, and those people they speak English, many of them, but they prefer to speak a language called Tagalog. And they asked me if I could speak to them in Tagalog. Well, the digital me can. Oops, hold on. Oh, Spanish. Never mind. This was in Spanish. No.
Did you share sound?
Oh, she says she can't hear. That's so sad. I'm sorry.
Stop sharing share sound.
Huh?
You didn't share the sound.
Okay. So my apologies, folks. But if you don't speak Spanish, you couldn't understand what I was saying anyway. What I want you to know is this is the coolest thing going. And just each of you imagine if you have a circle of influence who knows of you as an English speaker, if you send them a video of you speaking in Japanese, do you not suppose they're going to say, "What was that? How did you do it? Can I do it too?" Don't let these moments pass by when this is easier than anything that you will ever again do. You will never do something that is so easy as this. Why? Because the technology is so cool and so few people have been introduced to it. And when it is you utilizing the technology, your circle of influence will think of you a little bit differently. This is a magic moment, folks. Don't let any of it slip through your fingers. And then another quick thought that I have for you tomorrow on Sunday. I first of all, I completely understand and respect those who choose to just take a day off, and I invite you to do so. But those who would like to be constructive also during the day, tomorrow at 8 o'clock in California, at 11 o'clock on the East Coast, I will do a leadership mentoring session. Now, tomorrow I've consciously chosen to set aside, we will not do business presentations tomorrow at noon and 9 Eastern. I will instead conduct a single leadership mentoring session that will happen at 8 a.m. on the West Coast, 11 a.m. on 11 a.m. on the East Coast. I've already published the Zoom link you'll need to go to. That can be found in the WhatsApp groups. And if you're not yet participating in the Facebook group, just established the LevAi Leadership Facebook group, simply search for that, LevAi Leadership on Facebook, join the group. What we seek to do is become a little bit more efficient. Over the course of the last week, there were a couple of instances where I didn't show up where I was supposed to be when I was supposed to be there with the presentations. We need to have a published calendar so that I know where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to do there. And Samantha has stepped right up and said she'll take on that responsibility, so we won't have those glitches anymore. And tomorrow, folks, probably is the most important session that I will have done since getting involved with LevAi. It's time to show you all how to make money. I mean, right now. And that's what tomorrow's focused on. Tomorrow is focused on showing you how to turn LevAi into a profit center for you right now. I can't show you how to make a fortune this week, but I can show you how to be profitable this week. And that'll be the focus of tomorrow's discussion. So, Bev, thank you. It is my absolute joy to be in association with you. Fantastic job as always. Those of you who are not yet involved in this company, get involved now. Those of you who, if I asked you, are you a LevAi member? And you said yes, then ask yourself this question. If Randy followed me around for the next week, would he be able to tell that I'm a LevAi member? If not, then change your behaviors. Shout it from the rooftops. Let people know what the good news is. Beth, thank you so much. God bless everybody.
Mention the Facebook group.
I'm sorry, I did.
Oh, you
I did. Samantha would like me to mention again because she wasn't listening to her husband. Can you believe it?
I was making the schedule.
And so there is a new leadership Facebook group that is called LevAi Leadership. Please go there so that we can be efficient and not ever miss any message of support. So, Bev, once again, thank you so much. God bless everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.